Let me be honest, it's gotten to the point where I can't even online browse anything without hearing Cardi B's voice going like,
"Guess what, bitch? Coronavirus!"
Hi friends, hi, my name is Mia and this is my virtual vanity, a place where we both love makeup and we're quite critical of it. And today I am doing a long overdue vanity budget update. I wanted to do one of these each month. I skipped over February because the whole corona thing started happening. The plague, if you will. Got distracted by quarantine coming around and feeling like I'm doing 12 years in Azkaban. I'm going to start, of course, with February and then segue into March. If you're interested in just 1 month, I'm just gonna put timestamps over here. February was my birthday month. I'm an Aquarius. One of the best zodiac signs out there, despite the slander that exists on Twitter about us. With my birthday came a lot of abundance and birthday gifts. The very first birthday gift that I got was from my mother, who knew I wanted the MAC collaboration with Pony, because I do show her my stuff from time to time. The collection came in really late in Romania. She was able to get it for me and I'm eternally grateful. It is such a beautiful neutral palette, very subtle, very blendable, very idiot-proof shades. The thing that I like the most about it are the shimmers, which almost act like shimmer toppers, and they are really pretty fairy-like, but they're not the kind of, metallic buttery shimmers that, beauty YouTube is kind of used to, so your mileage may vary. From friends of mine, I got Inglot Duraline and the Fenty Gloss Bomb in glass slipper, the clear one. Friend Raluca was like, yo, what do you want for your birthday? Do you have a wish list? I want to get you some makeup. Do you have a makeup wish list? And so I just gave her a screenshot of the wish list that I keep on my phone and I'm like, yo, no pressure. If things here don't fit your budget, I don't care. Get me like a mug or socks or a scarf. Those are always great gifts. Give me a cute mug or a fuzzy pair of socks and I'll forever be happy. My mom told me a couple of years ago, after 4 years in a row of me asking for her to buy me socks for my birthday, that if I ask for socks one more goddamn time, she's gonna disown me. But socks are awesome and you always need more socks. They're such a practical gift. Another friend of mine brought me a MAC pigment, which is a very beautiful forest green type of khaki color, and I've been really enjoying using that. And then an AliExpress order of Novo singles that I made in December arrived. And so I completely forgot about it, and I found myself having extra singles and just drowning in sparkle and duochrome, which I'm quite happy about. But as things start to add up this month, you will see why this month of February was problematic. So I got my gifts, I got my order, and then an online friend of mine, you know who you are, wanted to send me a gift, and she sent me the Kaleidos palettes, which are in the shades Sci Fi Green and Astro Pink. Absolutely gorgeous. They swatch for days and days and days and days. They are so pigmented, so buttery. The mattes are more on the quite pigmented side. I wouldn't recommend them to a makeup beginner. I would recommend it to someone that knows how to work with that pigment. I won't say they're difficult to work with, because they're not, but if you give them into the hands of someone that's not used to doing makeup, it'll be a bit too much. The shimmers are absolutely stunning. I have no words for how beautiful and multidimensional they are. And so this was a really beautiful gift. So I got this bunch of makeup that just kind of trickled down in the month, and then February was one of the months that I'm allowed to do an online order. It's every 2 months I'm allowed to do an online order if I've been a good girl. I ordered myself a couple of things off YesStyle that you can't get here, that I actually received in the meantime because I've postponed this update for forever. So technically this order arrived in April, so maybe I should have mentioned it in the April update, but I will do that in that video too. Let's speak things that I got myself in real life, so not gifts, not orders that I did back in December. Considering that I got so much makeup from other sources, I kept it really lightweight this month with things that I bought in store. I got myself the NYX lip gloss in Praline because I really wanted the Fenty chocolate, but I wasn't sure if the color was going to be flattering on me. So I was like, what other kind of brownish, neutralish gloss did I have on my wish list? And it's $8, so considerably cheaper than the Fenty one, and I really do love it. It's such a subtle, beautiful wash of color on the lips, and I think that the most important thing is it leaves my lips hydrated afterwards. Because I panned my Milani eye primer, I bought the NYX HD eye primer because Alex the Alchemist, my friend here on YouTube, said that it was really good, and I love it so much. It's such a good primer. Makeup just doesn't budge from it. It helps with application, it helps with longevity, it helps with color intensity. I'm really impressed, and I think that I'm not going to repurchase the Milani one anymore because I do like the formula of this one better. It's like a creamy, moussey texture. The Milani one at times felt like a greasy eye cream, so I really do like this one much more, and this one was as well $8.5. If you're following, I got a shit ton of gifts because I'm very privileged to have such good friends and family, and I spent on myself $14.5 in makeup. Clothing wise, tragedy struck. My favorite pair of jeans got torn, you know, in between the thighs when the thighs rub. That's the demise of most of my jeans, and they made my ass look so good too. I had to get new jeans. I went to Camaieu, which is a store that I really enjoy because the fabric is really nice, and they're not very expensive. They're more expensive than like fast fashion like H&M and stuff, but the fabric justifies it. It's really good quality. And I got myself a pair of jeans that I've been wearing non-stop while I still visited the outside world, but those jeans were really flattering on the figure, make my ass look amazing. And that's why, segue, in March, before the craziness started, I got myself a second pair. But we're still at February, so keep with me here. Those jeans costed $21. I also needed a bralette. I have a couple of bralettes that I use for very casual wear, for very thick knits, but I didn't have one that I could use for like summer tops or something like that. So I went to Oysho, which is one of my favorite loungewear and lingerie stores. They never fail me. And I got myself a lacy white bralette that I feel looks really great under any kinds of tops, and I'm really pleased with this purchase. And that was also $21. So clothing total $42, and the lip gloss and primer were $14.5. So in total, out of my budget, I spent $58.5, a little bit over half of the monthly allocated amount. However, I don't know, I felt like in February I failed. And I think one of the reasons for that was the abundance of things that came into my life. And I think it's really interesting how even 1 month of proper budgeting in January brought into perspective the amount of things that I received in February. If I would have gotten those things in like December, November, I wouldn't have batted an eye at the amount. But in February, I felt a sense of being overwhelmed by all of the new things that I had. I felt like I failed because of this amount, despite technically following all of the groundwork rules that I added. And I don't like this feeling because my goal with this budget is not to self-flagellate, but to self-control without being too obsessive. too controlling, to just put my behaviors into perspective without making out of it some masochistic exercise in self-control. And it also made me feel bad because despite following my rules to a T, gifts are allowed in my budget because they're gifts. Who doesn't fucking love gifts? I felt like I broke the rules. And I felt guilty. I felt like I don't want to become that kind of person that sets a budget and then tries to dance around the rules and explain herself and circumvent stuff by some kind of mental gymnastics, even though by any regular sense or logic, the rules were broken. Like, my rules were fine, so I don't understand why my troll brain went like, you're failing, even at this, and people are gonna judge you. I spoke with my friend Maitreiro Paint, and she just put my thoughts a bit in order. I'm so grateful to have such great friends here, and she was like, the only person that is judging you is yourself, and nobody's going to judge you for getting some gifts. February was a very normal month. There were like some coronavirus gossip going about at the end of it and at the start of March, but I didn't think much of it because, you know, flus have been going around since forever. We're in a fucking corner of the world. It's not gonna reach us. Yeah, I was wrong. I entered March thinking that, oh, this flu isn't gonna reach us. It's going to be bad a bit in China and in the neighboring countries, and then it's gonna die off. And it didn't. At the start of March, what I knew was the following. I was supposed to go on a work trip in the start of April because I did change positions internally at my job, and they wanted to send me at the London office there for training. Because there is much more formal, I was like imagining myself going through the halls of that office, helping people with their IT shit, and just wearing a beautiful blazer, being like an astounding professional. So I started obsessing over finding that goddamn blazer. And then I saw it. I saw it, and the heavens opened, angels sung, and time stopped for like a second. I watched A Discovery of Witches, the TV show, after reading the book, and I fell in love with the main character's style, specifically a trench coat, petticoat, whatever you want to call it, outerwear that she had that was in this brilliant, beautiful shade of powder blue. And I've been hunting for something that shade ever since, which not a good idea because that shade with my coloring, I look jaundiced. And I was like, my brain still wanted something blue. Like the magpie brain was like, if you wear something blue, you're going to be a professor at Oxford and you're going to meet a handsome vampire that's gonna sweep you off your feet, and you're gonna discover your witchy powers, and you're gonna just do awesome shit and change the world. Which, stupid fantasy, cause like, I'm in a happy relationship and I like werewolves more than vampires anyway, but you know, once the brain gets going, it gets going. And then I saw that beautiful, professional looking blue blazer at Stradivarius, which is fast fashion, and I'm feeling guilty, but we do foolish things for love, and I went in and I bought it. That was $30, and I then decided to just ignore the rest of the stores and go for what I initially wanted to get, that is a second pair of those Camaieu jeans in another wash. And I got those, $21. So far on clothing, I spent $51 total. I then went to Sephora, same day, like very start of the month, just as I got my paycheck. And I got a replacement of the Milk Kush mascara because mine dried out, and I got a mini that was $13. And at checkout, I saw a set of mini nude sticks products, which is something that I've always wanted to try out. That was $27. And then, after I spent my budget, after I spent my allocated 2 items, I realized, oh shit, I have a baptism on the 25th. and nothing to wear that fits. And so I was like, okay, Mia, it's alright. You got money that rolled back from previous budgets. You're doing good. Just go get a dress and stop at getting the dress. And I got the dress. It's a beautiful floral number from Oysho, and it just makes me feel fabulous. It complements my coloring so well. It's a fucking pity that everything got cancelled and now I have nowhere to wear it. You know, I know it's first world problems, and every time that I complain about absolutely anything, I get that gif that's like, Kim, there's people that are dying, just playing on loop in my head.
Kim, there's people that are dying.
So, you know, a week passes and we start getting locked down inside the house. People start getting sent home. So now everybody's working from home, and I've been working from home for the past 4 weeks, and I'm about to go get up a wall. I'm pretty introverted. I usually stay in the house. I'm not the type of person that goes out every night. I go out maybe once every week. If it was like a good period, I would go once every week. But now I'm just going insane because I don't get any amount of people interaction at all except with my boyfriend. And I realized that I was not in the mood to go out because my social meter was getting filled at work. Because, you know, working from home is quite different, and for me, interactions face to face have always been more taxing than interactions over the online. And now I wanna go out all the time. I wanna go out to a park, I can't. I wanna go out to museums, I can't. I wanna go out to get a drink, I can't. I would kill for some sushi right now. I promised myself that once this is over, I'm going to live my best life. I'm just going to go out whenever I wanna. I'm gonna dress my best. I'm gonna wear my prettiest stuff, because we can't take it for granted. Not wearing makeup every day and not wearing my outside clothing every day really made me realize how much of it I actually have. Because now I don't have the ability to rotate through it that often, and the amount of things that I have in my vanity now seem daunting. It made me realize the difference of what I do for fun because I like it versus what I do because I have to get a full face. So I realized how much I have and how little of it I actually use when I'm not in a I have to go out everyday situation. Because makeup is art, yes, but we also want other people to look at our art and at the effort that we made to put something beautiful and sparkly and cohesive on our face. And so now that I wasn't forced to do that every day, well, forced is a big word, but that I wasn't motivated to do that every day, using it just when the need to be creative struck me felt too little for how much I actually have. It made me realize that eyeshadow I do for fun, but everything else I do as a ritual, as a routine, because it makes everything else look nicer. Because to me, just eyeshadow without putting lipstick on, blush, highlighter, brows looks a bit undone, and that's just for me. You can do whatever you want, live your best life. And so those, I do them as complements to the eyeshadow. But when I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna create some pretty eyeshadow look and post it on Instagram, I just do the eyeshadow. That's the fun part. I don't do the rest just for the sake of doing it. Outside of that morning ritual, that morning me time, the calmness of applying everything layer by layer by layer like a painting, outside of it, applying my base look just felt like a chore. And it was so strange how the context changes the narrative of how I view my makeup and my expression through it. So I think this makeup is really showing me, or maybe us, maybe you as well have been thinking about these things. I think it's really showing us what we do out of love and what we do as accessories, as this is what we have to do, or as complementary to that one particular portion of it that we like doing. And in any case, taking a break was exactly what I needed, because I got reacquainted again with my very bare face. It was interesting to get reacquainted with my bare face and realize that I don't always have to wear a certain type of makeup or a certain type of look to have people know that I'm a creative. I'm a creative person and an artist even if I don't show it outside. And this period where I didn't wear as much makeup helped me balance and helped me remember that the qualities that I have as a person are still with me even if outwardly I don't show them. For a long while I was so very stressed about how things were degenerating here in the country that I just couldn't bring myself to do makeup, to create, to wear nice clothes, to do anything that wasn't just going day to day and worrying and, you know, doing my daily job. I said I kept having that Kim, there's people that are dying playing on loop in my head whenever I wanted to think anything with a bit of levity in it. After a week or so, 2 weeks where I was absolutely miserable, I realized that we are in this for the long haul and I can't spend all of this time being miserable about something that I can't control and guilt-tripping myself for having frivolous thoughts when this situation is not something that I can control and I can't do anything to help others or myself in this situation to get past it. All we can do is stay inside, wash our hands, and just continue living as we can between the walls of our homes. So yeah, that was it. That was my update. We had a very abundant February where I felt like smog sitting upon a pile of makeup, and we had a March that just went downhill really quickly, and this year just keeps going downhill really quickly. I'm like, 2020, we get it, you want us to stay inside, we get it, you don't need to be so extra, we get your point, you don't need to add more on it, it's okay, we get it, we'll stay inside, just stop it. How have you guys been doing this month? How have you guys been occupying your time? Have you been thinking at all about makeup, beauty, that kind of stuff? How have you been watching YouTube lately, and beauty content, and content that is, you know, inherently superficial? We're not doing rocket science here. It's not philosophical studies. How has your view of beauty influencers and of beauty content changed during these times? Because let me tell you, some people really are showing their asses during this quarantine, and I've just been unfollowing people day by day, either because they're completely oblivious, or for giving bad advice, or for being incredibly tone deaf. I've seen some of my longtime favorites being very tone deaf, and it put just such a sour taste in my mouth that I've had to unfollow, and that kind of makes me sad. I will post the April update in May, so at the start of May, and there is that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you'll have a wonderful evening, morning, second breakfast, third lunch, or whatever it is where you're from. Bye!